Hi everyone, so let's talk about the maximum area of island. So you're given an n by n matrix, and then you have to go for different direction. If the cells is 1, and then you have to find out the maximum area for each island, right? So for example, this is going to be one island, right, individually, and this is going to be one island, and one. So the area is going to be like the size of the one connecting with each other, right? So in this one, this is going to be what? Size of 1, so its area is 1, and this is size of 4, so 4, 5, 4, and this is going to be 6, 5, right? So this question is pretty straightforward. We can just traverse every single cell, and if the cells is actually 0, then we continue. If the cells is 1, we use the DFS to traverse 4 different directions, and this is going to be pretty much, and I can just keep updating my current area. So my current maximum area I will initialize to what? 0 for the global variable, and I will have what? Int n equal to what? grid.length, and then m equal to grid@0.length, and then using the for loop to traverse. Less than m j plus plus. Alright, so if the grid at I at j is actually equal to 0, then I don't need to worry about, right? So continue. If not, then I can just what? Updating my maximum area over here. Max area. And then I need to keep searching, so I'm putting the DFS, and I passing the grid and passing the j, and later on I will just return the maximum area, right? So let me write down my helper function. So you are going to return the int for DFS. This is because you have to compare with the maximum area, and then using the what? Into the array grid, and then ij, right? Alright, so if the I is less than 0, and I is equal to length of the grid, or also j is less than 0, or j equal to grid@0.length, I need to continue, right? This is to avoid out of bound when you traverse 4 different directions. But I also have to what? So at this moment, like, I already know my grid at I and j is actually equal to 1, right? And then when I use the current cell, right, I need to change the value, and then so I know this cell is already visited. So how do I know this cell is already visited? I will just change to grid at ij equal to 0. But at some point, like when I recursive call this one, I need to check if the current cell is actually equal to 0 or 1, right? If this is 0, then I don't need to keep traversing. So I haven't searched for 4 different directions, right? So in this one, I'm going to create a counter starting from 0, and then counter will plus equal to DFS 3, and I plus 1 j, and then this is plus DFS 3, I minus 1 j, plus DFS 3, I j plus 1, plus DFS 3, I j minus 1, right? But I need to increment by 1 every single time, right? So this is going to be pretty much it, right? And I made a mistake. Since I'm using an int, right, I need to return 0 to stop, right? So you cannot just continue is for loop, and then later on we'll just return cmp. So this is going to be pretty much it, right? So if there's any mistake, I apologize. Alright, so this is one of the solutions. So using the for loop, right, and then I check the boundary for the DFS, right? So when I recursively call this function, I need to set the boundary, and you have to return 0, so you will just get increment by 1 when you recursively back, right? So the time, this is going to be about n by n, right? N by n, and then the space is constant, right? Space is constant, and even though like this is to follow, and then even though like you traverse 4 different directions every single time, if you meet at 1, you change the value right away, right? So you will stop at this point right away. So you will not keep inside a cycle. So the worst case for the time is n by n. So this is using the DFS in a straightforward. So I have another solution. I'm going to just copy and paste. So I create a max area. This is going to be the same, and I also create a direction to the array. And this is left, this is right, up, down, right? And this is n by n, n and n for the length of the grid. And then I still going to traverse, right? And then if the grid ij is actually equal to 0, I continue. And then else I call the DFS. And I also have a counter. So at this moment, I just put the counter inside my input, right? And then I set the grid ij equal to 0 right away. This is because I check my boundary inside the for loop. So I traverse 4 different directions. And then x and y represent the predict location. So if x is less than 0 or equal to the length of the array, I mean less than 0 and equal to length of the grid, and then y is less than 0 or y equal to grid 0.length, or also grid xy is actually equal to 0, I continue. I don't want to worry about this. And everything else, I will just keep traversing for the next x and y, right? Next x and y, and I increment my counter. So once you finish, right? Once you finish the traversal, right? Then I will just compare the maximum area with the count, right? And I will return a count, basically, right? And this is pretty much it, right? So I'm going to run a case, submit. Alright, so let's talk about the time and space. So time is still the same, all of n times n, and this is all of 4, right? 4 different directions. So this is going to be exactly the same thing for the previous solution. If you use this one, right? And this is exactly the same thing for the for loop, but should be constant anyway. So the worst case for the time is n by n. The space is going to be constant as well, all of 1. So this is going to be the solution, and I will talk to you later. Bye.